3 days of high-octane sevens action gets us started here in Townsville, and immediately the ball hits the grass, and charging onto it is Henry Hutchison and wins the kickoff. So an early chance for the Aussies to attack out of their own half. Lockie Anderson caught. Here's Holland sending the ball across to Coward for long flat ball out to the wing, and cutting back in field go the Aussies. Miller looking for the offload up to halfway, and there's the first penalty, and Fiji go quickly. This is what they do really beautifully. Ikanakonda holding it up for Marcy. Marcy through. Marcy streaks away, gets the offload away. First try, no. And the Aussies do well to turn it over, and now Coward sprints off, looking for support. Sends it back into the midfield. Maloof wide to Lockie Miller with fancy footwork from Miller. Again, Fiji driving over though. Aussies really having to work hard to win that ball at the breakdown. Maloof. Coward. And they're offside, so Coward goes quickly. All the Aussie numbers in this near side of the field is Miller. Hutchison breaks the first tackle. Again, they get to halfway. Aussies had the bulk of possession so far. Another penalty. Piggybacking up the field now, the Aussies. Coward hands it off to Maloof. They shift it back to the short side. Turner. Hutchison spinning. Miller. Here goes Maloof again. Back inside. Here we go for the Aussies. Through the gap. Anderson with the first try for Australia.
Well, Anderson will bang in the first for the weekend in Townsville. I'm still trying to work out how Fiji didn't score out the other end of the park. They were essentially across the try line before that wild pass found Coward instead of a Fijian jersey. Then the piggyback penalties up the field, 1, 2, 3. Set up that late switch for Anderson to burst his way through for the opening try. Good signs early for Tim Walsh's men.
Flags are up. Coward adds the extras, so it's 7 points to 0. Australia leading the Flying Fijians. 3 minutes gone. It's breathless stuff, isn't it? And there it is. Anderson running in that first try. Been playing Super Rugby down for the Melbourne Rebels, Sean.
Yep, and has just re-entered the fray with no issues early on back in the 7 side of things.
There's the restart. Well taken by the Fijians. Mangala. But the Aussies turn it over. Good work at the breakdown. Here's Coward. Coward. Long ball out to Anderson, the try scorer, looking for number 2. Has to flick it back in field. The Aussies do well to keep that ball alive. Holland. Cross kick. Hutchison goes up for it. It's play on. Hutchison got back to his feet. Aussies on the 22. Play on for the Fijians. And they're streaking away here. Oh, just wrong footing. Wonderful footwork. Pop it up again, though. Fiji can't quite finish off.
Under pressure. Yellow card.
Yellow card. So the Aussies will be playing a man down. Here goes Ikanakonda. And there is the first try for Fiji. Brilliant work. Sorelli Mangala finishing off after a beautiful offload.
I thought it could have quite easily been a penalty try, straight 7 after Louis Holland did make that early tackle. He's gone for 2 and no issues with the execution second time round in that red zone for Fiji. And Mangala has their first.
So 7 points apiece. What about the beautiful offload from Tumbu?
Celebrated his birthday this week. Did Kavakini Tumbu.
And, oh, brilliant work off the kickoff from Fiji. Here's number 2. It's Mangala again. And that is slick work from the Olympic gold medalists.
It's Josefa Talatholo, the man who has set up that lead for Fiji. Brilliant from the restart. It's what they do so well and that they've done so well across the World Series. Normally it's Darren Alungi getting through and putting pressure on, but this time round, Talatholo got that huge wingspan up. There it is, brings it in, powers away, and then he found Mangala on the spot for a pair, Swaney.
Mangala with an early double, 14 points to 7. Aussies need to clean it up at kickoff. Here's the man, Samu Karevi on the field, getting that big fend working that you see so often in the 15s game. Shifting the ball across field. Once again, the Fijians find themselves offside. Kicked ahead. Here goes Coward. He's taken off the headgear, Josh Coward. It must be hot out there. Here's Karevi looking for the offload. Back to Coward. Karevi gets up and goes again. Big Samu. Brought down in contact. Here's Maloof. Being told to run it back the short side. Coward to Karevi. Karevi caught, isolated, needed some help. Hutchison. Aussies stacking the far side of the field. Very narrow at the moment. It's come off a Fijian, they've been towed ahead. Could this be try number 3? It's beautifully controlled, picked up and scored. We're going to have a look at it though. Was the finish dropped?
Confirming try, yes or no?
7 minutes in and on empty. Talinga soccering ahead so well. It checked for him, it sat up. What about the finish? Did he get it, Swaney?
It looked good with the naked eye. He did it so beautifully. Oh. Hard to say.
No tries, the call. Ah, that's terrific from Maloof. The Moose with a desperate try saver right on the break. They'll be back to the full complement in just a moment. 14-7 at halftime.
Fiji leading Australia 14 points to 7. Tim Walsh doing the talking in the huddle.
Mason said he's got it. He's got it. All right, big 7 minutes, all right? Let's fucking rip and tear. Aussie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Aussie! Yep. Let me go.
So it was Lockie Anderson with the first try for the Aussies, and then Mangala with a double for Fiji. And the Aussies playing from behind as we start the second half. Very hot in the Townsville sun.
It is. They've done well there, Australia. They've not conceded any points with Louis Holland in the bin, so they've dodged that bullet. Still trailing by 7. Josh Coward, terrific in that first half.
Coward puts it long and it just sits inside the touchline, so it'll be a Fijian throw.
White marks here, yellow marks here. Marks here. Bring it up, White. White up.
Kanikonda goes long, and it's well executed by Fiji. Just juggled in the midfield, but then straight through. And streaking away is Mangala for a hat-trick here, Lily. Oh, the switch pass can't hit its mark. And here's Karevi. The Aussies dodge another bullet. And now Samu looking for support. Tap and go. Aussies quick off the mark. Maloof, the captain. They send it wide to Coward, and Hutchison doesn't back his pace on the outside. Cuts back in field. Anderson to Holland. Here's Karevi. Karevi looking to use his size. That's why he's been brought into this 7 side. Back-to-back penalties. Holland goes quickly. Bounce pass out to Maloof. Hutchison. Hutchison. Back to the skipper, Maloof. The Aussies score. Kick to tie it all up.
Well, the captain saved them 7 right on half-time and now has pulled it back to a 2-point game. He's the everywhere man for the Aussies. They're cooked already. Despite all the lead-up work, all the training, it is sapping in the middle in Townsville. Coward into the additional 2. Some good involvements from Karevi in the lead up to that as well. Figured prominently as the Aussies march it up the field. But again, Fiji just lacking that killer shot. Thought he was in again for certain, Mangala. They coughed it up and the Aussies cash in.
Here's another look at it. Hutchison with plenty of touches. Again, he cut his way back in field. Found Maloof. Try for the Aussies. 14 all here in Townsville. In his first game of the Oceania Sevens. Coward high and pinpoint kickoff. It's beautifully done by the Aussies. They're looking sharp early. Amafo on the field. Coward. Maloof. Back to Parmafo, who gets shirt-fronted. Bounce pass to Pincus. Holland. Long ball to Foe, who cops a big shot without the ball. It's play on. Aussies tow it ahead. Sprinting through Dylan Peach. Fijians can't quite get the handles on it. Kanikonda now opens up for him. He's looking for the support player. It's there. Darren Alungi. Oh, smashed in the tackle one. Vugu. Using the width of the field now and straightening. Pass can't quite hit the mark again though. And there's a big shot. Lewis Holland doing some big D, and it sits up for Australia, no. Being played in the middle of the field here at the moment. It's frenetic stuff. Ball popped off the ground, and now is another try. And it's that man, Nandungu, who will score. Waisea Nandungu.
Yeah, Weiss Nathungu, extremely experienced. Normally see him coming on for Jerry Tuai late in matches on the World Series. No Tuai in his first up game for Gareth Baber, so it is Weiss doing what Weiss does so well, finishing for Fiji and delivering big involvements in the second term. Conversion good as well.
21-14, Fiji lead the Aussies. Really energy-sapping stuff. Weiss Nathungu streaking away. And shallow restart, won by the Aussies, and won well. Once again, it's Maloof looking to wrong foot his opposition. Peach out in the wide channels. Aussie sending it across field. Foe just taps it on for Turner. Back to Pamafoe. Pamafoe stopped in his tracks. Tim Anstey on the field. For the Aussies, been playing for the Western Force in Super Rugby. Anstey gets back to his feet. Aussies putting themselves under pressure and they give away the penalty. So Lockie Miller just has to leave it where it is. And we're ticking down in the last minute. Kanaconda told to hurry it up. Told to tap it. The Fijians. One last shot. Aussies turn it over though. Peach cutting back in field, looking for the support. One last shot for the Aussies here. Miller. Using those feet beautifully. Lockie Miller. There for Foe. Again, bounce pass for Turner. Peach sends it across field. And it's gone forward. And the siren sounds.
Damon Murphy just called the scrum ahead of that siren going off. Rushed into that loose, long pass. Tim Anstey desperate to free up Peach down that left-hand side, but it did travel forward. Gee, we've waited a long time to see these two sides back on the park, up against one another. It's been 16 months waiting that first 14 minutes of our three-day week. Long pass, Tim Anstey desperate to free up Peach down that left-hand side, but it did travel forward. Gee, we've waited a long time to see these two sides back on the park, up against one another. It's been 16 months waiting. That first 14 minutes of our three-day weekend here in Townsville has just flown past.
Brilliant sevens from both sides. The Aussies likely go down here. 21 points to 14 at the moment. All the Fijians have to do is get it into touch. Penalty. Fijians will keep playing here. That's what they do. Waningolo on the outside, and that's the finishing touch. Juta Waningolo with the sealer for the Fijians.
Well, this is ominous for the remainder of the weekend. Gareth Baber's men have delivered first up, and it's not the most experienced outfit that they've carried into this opening game either. He's given a number of his rookies a chance to impress, and impress they have. It'll be likely a 12-point win in the end for Fiji. Strong start.
"26 points to 14 will be the final score here in the first game of the Oceania Sevens. It is the Flying Fijians, the reigning